Today's lesson is on subtracting integers. When we subtract integers, we add the opposite. So for number 1, we have 9 minus 17. We'll keep the 9 the same, and then we want to add the opposite. That means that we'll change our subtraction to addition, and we want the opposite of 17. And the opposite of 17 is negative 17. Now we're going to solve this addition problem. So once we change it to an adding integers problem, we do not worry about the original problem anymore. We're only going to look at our new problem that we just set up. When we add integers, we first want to find the absolute value of each of our integers. So the absolute value of 9 is 9. And the absolute value of negative 17 is 17. If we look back at the problem, the 9 is positive and the 17 is negative. Since they have different signs, we know we need to subtract these two numbers. The 17 is the number with the higher absolute value. So we're going to take 17 minus 9. 17 minus 9 is 8. In order to figure out the sign for the 8, we look at the number with a higher absolute value, and that was the 17. In the original problem that we created, so not the problem that here, the one that we wrote out when we add the opposite, the 17 is negative. So our answer then is also negative. So our answer is negative 8. Now for number 2, we have negative 3 minus 3. So we'll keep the negative 3 the same, and we want to add the opposite. So instead of subtracting, we add, and the opposite of 3 is negative 3. Now we're going to go ahead and find the absolute value of each of these numbers. So the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. And once again, the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. In our problem, the 3 is negative, and the second 3 is also negative. Since we have the same sign, we add these 3's together. So 3 plus 3 is 6. In order to figure out the sign that goes with our 6, we want to find the common sign. So we look back at the original problem, and when I say original now, I'm talking about the one that we created, and we notice that both of our 3's are negative. So our common sign is negative, therefore our answer is negative. So we have negative 6. Now for number 3, we have 9 minus negative 6. So the 9 stays the same, and we want to add the opposite. So instead of subtracting, we add, and the opposite of negative 6 is 6. Now we find the absolute value of each of our numbers, and the absolute value of 9 is 9. The absolute value of 6 is 6. If we look back at the problem, the 9 is positive and the 6 is positive. Since we have the same sign, we add up our two numbers, so 9 plus 6 is 15. Now we need to give the answer the common sign. Once again, we said that both of our numbers, 9 and 6, were positive, so our answer is also positive. So our answer is 15. And now for number 4, we have negative 12 minus negative 12. Our first number stays the same, so we have negative 12. Then we want to add the opposite. So instead of subtracting, we add, and the opposite of negative 12 is 12. So now we need to find the absolute value of each of our numbers. So the absolute value of negative 12 is 12. And the absolute value of 12 is also 12. Since we have a negative and a positive, we know we need to subtract the two numbers we came up with. Since they're the same, we're just going to do 12 minus 12, and 12 minus 12 is 0.